Happy Sunday and welcome back to the Understanding Jealousy series. This video is called Responding to Another's Success. So, in our last video, we explored and pulling up my scriptures how jealousy can act as a spiritual cancer, right? And it affects our hearts and our relationships. Today, we're going to delve into a scenario many of us face. How do we respond when someone else experiences success or favor, especially when it stirs feelings of envy within us? So, Genesis chapter 37, verses 9 down to 11 reads, Then he dreamed another dream and told it to his brothers and said, Behold, I have dreamed another dream. Behold, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to me, and his brothers were jealous of him. Now, Joseph's brothers were consumed by jealousy over his dreams and, of course, the favor he received. This envy set them on a path toward deceit and cruelty, leading them to sell their own brother into slavery. It all began with unchecked jealousy. Now, how to recognize the destructive power of envy? Envy is like it's a human common experience, but it's also a destructive force. Um, I was reading a book by George Lawson. He aptly describes it as the odious person or the odious passion, of envy that torments and destroys oneself while it seeks the ruin of his object. Unchecked envy doesn't just harm the person that we're envious of, it corrodes our own heart, leading us toward actions and attitudes we might never have imagined. Now we need to acknowledge God's sovereignty. How can we handle others' success without succumbing to bitterness and jealousy? First, we must recognize that God is sovereign, right? He's sovereign over all affairs. He determined Joseph's path and his brothers' positions. If they had considered this, they might have been spared the pain of envious hatred. Understanding that, God has a unique plan for each of us. He has a unique plan for me, he has a unique plan for you. It helps us to trust his timing and purposes, right? Reducing the grip of envy on our hearts. Then we have to turn to God in prayer. Another powerful tool against envy and prayer. I was reading something by F.B. Meyer, and he's a renowned 19th century preacher, and he shared his experience where he felt jealousy toward a fellow minister whose congregation was growing. Mayer found freedom by praying for that pastor, asking God to bless his ministry. Did you catch that? Oftentimes, you have to go to God and pray for the person who you want God to bless. There's freedom in that jealousy. You feel jealous towards someone, you pray for that person. I haven't been jealous of a person in a very long time. I had this problem, and this is something that I was delivered from a very long time ago. I celebrate women. I celebrate their businesses. I celebrate, their relationships, their love stories. I celebrate, when they get a new job. I celebrate when they buy a house. Whatever it is, I'm always there to celebrate with them. And I pray that God blesses them. Prayer shifts our focus from comparison to compassion, allowing us to celebrate others' successes and find contentment in our journey. I was talking to someone regarding uh, how I deal with women in ministry, in businesses, in the organizations that I'm in, women that I have worked with. And when you are often talented and you're highly talented, sometimes that can be seen as a threat by other women. Sometimes people feel like you are um, trying to outshine them, or sometimes they feel like you may be coming in to take over. Sometimes they feel you may be trying to one up them, whatever the terminology is, but it's not always that. And the way that I have tried to carry myself, especially in the last couple of years, is if I often celebrate these women, if I often celebrate not just women, but if I often celebrate everyone, then oftentimes I'm not seen as that threat. But it's a way in which we, on the other end, have to handle when we come into these situations. And for me, it's really prayer. When people hurt me, they hurt me with their words, they hurt me with their slanderous things that they say, or they hurt me by their actions. I just walk away and I just pray for them. And God immediately shows me if I'm wrong, if I'm not wrong. And one of the things that I'm still dealing with is God, well, this person hurt me. How do I deal with that? But God has shown me that sometimes I have you in places for such a time as this. And sometimes you're only there to shed light, share your light for a short time, share your gift for a short time, or you may be a part of a friendship. You may have a friendship with somebody and all of that. And but it's only for a short time. And we have to understand that sometimes things are seasonal. But at the end of the day, celebrating is so important. Jealousy is not something that we should have in our hearts for anyone because just as I celebrate you, I know that one day someone's going to celebrate me. I was recently on Instagram and I've been celebrating the marriage of Dr. Jamal Bryant and Dr. Cariana Turner Bryant. And I saw some of the comments on one of the posts, and it really disturbed me because I thought to myself, God, I'm so excited for them. I'm so excited for their next chapter. Like, I'm really excited. And when I see people get married and I see love, I'm like, ooh, I'm next, I'm next. But I know before it took me a while to get to that point because sometimes I would be like, man, God, when is it going to be my turn? And sometimes you hit those moments, but you feel so much better when you celebrate other people. So I want to encourage you to really learn how to respond. How would you respond to the things that you see? How do you respond to another person's success when they get a job, when they get married, when they get promoted, when they win a position, when they win an election? How do you respond to another person's success, right? So think about, how is God calling you and I to think differently about other successes? Is it, ooh, she got elected to this position. Let me figure out what she did so that when it's my turn to run for that same position, I would have somebody who can give me some nuggets on what to do. How is God reordering my heart's affections, what I love and value? How is He reordering that? Like, what do I love? What do I value? And what steps can I take today to align my actions with God's will, free from envy? What steps do I have to take? What do I have to do? So, those are things that I want you to think about. I want you to journal as we explore this series. I was looking at some of the scriptures. I want you to look at First Samuel chapter 2, verses 1 through 10, and look at Genesis 37, 9 through 11. I talked a little bit about it in the opening of this devotional. But we're going to go. This is a series. I think I'm having, I'm here on a Sunday afternoon recording these videos. And so far, I have 5. Next up, we're going to talk about as He planned, His plan for us, and then rejoicing with others. And we're going to close out with freedom from ourselves. So take the time to listen. Take the time to answer the reflection questions. I've actually been journaling because I'm working on a new book where I'm going to talk about this same very topic. So, Father, thank you for the unique path that you've set for each of us, the viewer here that is watching or listening on my podcast. Forgive us for the times that we've allowed envy to take root in our hearts. Help us to trust in your sovereignty and to find joy in the successes of others. Teach us, God. Teach us how to turn to you in prayer, seeking contentment and peace. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, thank you for joining me on this series. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2. Like I said, tomorrow because I'll probably record these on tomorrow, we'll explore practical steps to cultivate a heart of gratitude and contentment, further guarding against envy. So, I want you all to have an amazing week. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you all as you start your Monday on tomorrow. Have amazing Thanksgiving. I wish all of the blessings to you and your family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the content from the Global Strategist, Evangelist Dr. LaShawn. I'll see you next time. And remember again, a tranquil heart gives light. Repeat after me again, a tranquil heart gives light. Blessings to all of you.